All right, what's up? This video is going to be kind of like an overview of the next cycle. This next cycle is cycle 2 of our summer program. We'll kind of briefly zoom out, right? Big picture. Summer program, right? For this whole next year, so all the way up until next quarterfinals, we're going to do two main programs, we can call it. We got the summer one, and then we got the preseason, or like the building into the season one. This is cycle number 2 of 3. This cycle is going to be going from June 17th to August 3rd. So that's 7 weeks. And then there's a deload after that. So in total, it'll be 8 weeks long. How this will go, it'll be kind of run on 3 weeks hard, 1 week back off, 3 weeks hard. Okay, reason that we're pushing the intensity. We're going to push the weights a little bit here. And if we're doing that for 8 weeks in a row, you're going to burn out. You're going to start getting hurt, stuff like that. So we need that back off week, let our body recover, and then we get back to it. So the goal of our summer program, right? We just finished our first base cycle. We're going to our second one. There'll be one more. The goal is kind of to peak towards that September, October, November area, because that's when all like the big CrossFit comps are, right? Wodapalooza, you got the Masters Fitness Collective that a couple of us are going to. You got the Desert Storm. You've got Crash. You've got Buckeye Games now. So there's a lot of bigger comps going on in that time. And I want to make sure we're peaked in all aspects of fitness going into that. So this is like our second one. It's going to start ramping up the Metcons a bit and really start honing in that Olympic work. So the overall emphasis for this cycle, if you can read it up there, we're doing a lot of it Olympic lifts. Okay, we're going to work on both the heavy load and the light load technical side before we start throwing them into high intensity Metcons in our next cycle. So we really want to dial it in here, really push the weight on our lifts. So when we start throwing them into workouts, those classic workouts where after a Metcon, you then got to build to a heavy, or you're building in weight with that heart rate at 150 or above, and so on. So perfect time, perfect cycle to work on, your Olympic lifts. How we're going to do our Olympic lifts? We'll do them 4 times a week. Well, I guess we'll do each one twice. Our snatch will be on Monday and Friday. Our cleans will be on Wednesday and Saturday. Okay, obviously we are not trying to max out every day. That would be silly, Brad. What we are trying to do is max out or hit a heavy single on Wednesday and Friday. So Wednesday, heavy clean single. Friday, heavy snatch single, right? With that heavy, it's technical heavy. So the second we start breaking down in technique, stop there, work on that load, so then our next loads look better, right? It does you no good to just work on shitty form. Then, what was it? Mondays and Saturdays, working our technical side. So we're looking at right around that like 70 to 85% range. We're going to hit some complexes. We're going to have some focuses those days. Those days you're working on thinking through the movements, feeling it out. On the heavy days, we're no thinking. We're being aggressive. We're being confident. Okay, after that, our snatching cleans, we're just going to go right into the Metcon. The goal for this cycle is that first part, or that class, is done under an hour. Okay, with summertime, people want to get out, want to be outside in the nice sun. So I don't want an hour and a half long class right now. Obviously, we're in L2, so there's lots of additional work if you're looking, or if you have time for 2 to 3 hours worth of work. Now, so that's Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday on the strength. Tuesdays, we're going gymnastics pulling strength. So we're going to hit weighted pull-ups, weighted chin-ups, legless rope climbs, pegboard, strict and non-strict, all that kind of stuff. It'll be progressive throughout. Again, I'll be running on a 3-week on, 1 week back off, 3 weeks on. Not really a deload, more of a back off. And then Thursdays, recovery day, long intervals, kind of like how it's been. 40-minute EMOMs, 30 to 40 minutes of just 2 minutes on, just stuff like that. Low impact, moderate heart rate, like a 70% ish. So looking right around that zone 3 for that day. Something that's not going to make you super tired going to the next one. Okay, Metcons. Last cycle, you saw a lot of classic CrossFit, right? AMRAPs for time of monostructural, weightlifting, gymnastics, all in one. This time, right, we're pushing towards that peak. So we're going to start pushing our paces. We're going to start pushing our numbers, pushing our reps. So we're going more of a training style Metcon. So we're looking at intervals, rest one-to-ones, rest and repeats, stuff along that side, stuff to force you into faster paces, stuff to see how long you can hang on, stuff to, really push your fitness to the next level, start increasing that intensity. So that will be our Metcons Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday. On Saturday, we're bringing back the worm for this whole cycle. Okay, reasons being, one, a worm, even if you're doing individual or not, the worm is a great workout. It forces you to push yourself to meet your other team members, all that kind of stuff. The other reason, right, if you go to any local comp, 2-person, 3-person, 4-person, or even like the reindeer games at 6-person, there's always now basically a worm. Our gym is better than most at worms because we do it so much during this time of the year. Okay, so even though we only have 4-person worms, we have 2 of them. That teamwork, that chemistry you're going to get with everyone in class will help kind of adapt when you are on the competition floor, either at a local comp or maybe like something like 3-person Wodapalooza, or maybe eventually you want to try to go for the team next year around. Our team workouts with the worm are going to be at 1 p.m. Reason at 1 p.m. First reason, 9 a.m. we're swimming. Okay, swimming at Devon Pool. Some weeks we'll go out to Gabby and Steele's and hit their pond for some open water swimming. That will be a different time though. We're swimming at 9, so we want a good amount of rest, shower, eat, chill out before we come back and melt our faces off with the worm. The other reason we're going at 1 p.m., the gym is open. There's no one else in that CrossFit side, so we can do the L2 and the normal space. We can kind of do some fun stuff, get the P-bars out, move the worm around, all that kind of stuff. So that is why we're doing the worm. That is why it's at 1 o'clock. If you have issues or questions, let me know. Now, that's about it for our normal class, that hour long. Okay? Moving forward to our additional work. Additional work is going to run on a conjugate style-ish program. So we have our max efforts, we have our dynamic efforts, and then we're going to have our just main accessory day. So we have max effort lower. It's going to be on Monday, right? Anytime we're doing technique work, so lower percentage with our Olympic lifts Mondays and Saturdays, we're going to go heavier percentages with our lifts. So max effort lower, max upper on Saturday. After our max days, we're always going to have a secondary lift. It's going to be of moderate weight. So not trying to hit more maxes. You'll see rep ranges from like 10 to 15 reps. We're still pushing that weight, but we're not maxing out. We're not failing any lifts. Fridays and Tuesdays, we're doing dynamic days. So we have dynamic upper. This is dynamic lower on Friday. This one. And we got dynamic upper on Tuesday. Right? The reason we're doing dynamic, especially after being at semifinals, one thing I noticed a lot is people move the barbell fast, and we need to do that. So like squatting, we need to be able to squat that bar fast. People were going up and down with 225 in that second workout like it weighed an empty barbell. We need to be able to get to that point. Same thing with upper body. Not only will the dynamic help with our jerks, but it'll also help with those handstand push-ups and basically our dips out of the rings, all that kind of stuff for moving an external load quickly. So Stick to the lighter percentages. Work on moving the barbell as fast as possible. The heavier days are the max effort days. On our dynamic days, our secondary lift is going to be a little bit heavier, a little bit less reps than our max effort days. So our secondary will be anywhere from like 6 to 10 reps, pushing the weight a little bit more, but obviously not maxing out on that as well. Then Wednesdays, we're doing a lot Monday, Tuesday, and then that clean 1RM on Wednesday. So in our additional work, it's just going to be a little, some sled drags, some accessories, some core. It's still going to be hard, but it's not going to be as taxing as like Monday will be or Saturday will be. So we got definitely sled drags. We'll do some accessories for your back, for your hamstrings, for your core, like reverse hypers, good mornings, plank holds, max effort sit-ups, stuff like that. Every other day, Monday, Tuesday, Friday, Saturday, you'll see accessories on the board, 2 at least, sometimes maybe 3, right? Working at smaller muscle groups to help us with our heavier lifts. Okay, almost done. Last bit of it, since we are doing more training style up there, we're going to hit more CrossFit style down in the additional work. Now, we're not going to go overboard on the additional work. By that, I mean if we're doing a long Metcon, we're not going to be doing a long additional work. So on days you see long additional works, expect a shorter, still hard, but not super short Metcon. On days that we're going shorter in the additional work, you'll see that our classes are going a little bit longer. So, for example, Mondays and Fridays, we're doing that long 20 to 40 minutes. It'll be like EMOMs. It'll be monostructural. It'll be stuff to move, get that heart rate, kind of like our Thursday from like 60 to 75% range. Not finishing and collapsing on the floor. You should be able to finish those and walk away with a good breath. Now, Tuesdays, we're going short, we're going fast. Sub 7 minutes. We're going to burn it down right there. Come out hot, hang on as long as possible. And then Wednesday is just basic, classic CrossFit, 10 to 15 minutes. You'll see AMRAP, you'll see 4 time. You'll see MWG through there. Sometimes couplets, sometimes triplets. Not really any grinders in that one. Well, that's about it. All right, again, the Metcons, they're going to be aggressive. We're going to push it a little bit. Time to start getting fit again. Time to start pushing the reps, trying to start seeing what our body can do, right? If you're always going the same pace, you're always just doing CrossFit style workouts, you're never going to get any better. That's about it. 7 weeks, June 17th to August 3rd. If you have questions, let me know. Oh, final thing. This all is for a balanced athlete, right? L2 is for the general athlete trying to get to the next level, trying to perform better at local comps. So if you have any glaring weaknesses, right, maybe we have to swap some things out to work on your weaknesses. For example, maybe we're a weaker person. We're better at the longer endurance. Instead of doing all of these extra workouts, we spend a little bit more time in that dynamic or that max effort stuff to get some more weight on our body, right? If we continue to do all of this and we have a weakness in one area, that weakness is not going to get as better as fast. So we need to kind of put our chips in one side, especially now that we're so far out of the season. Right, and then vice versa. If you're a strong guy, but you suck on the longer ones, maybe you get rid of some of the additional liftings and you go focus a little bit more on the additional Metcons. If you have any questions on how to do all that, or if you need any extra work, let me know. That's about it. Any questions? Reach out. See ya.